Uh-oh. You hear that? That's the tea hitting the pavement. Over here on Word on the Curb, we don't sip, we spill. Word on the Curb, where the tea hits the pavement. Let's get into it. It's Angela, your favorite internet bestie, and we got the vibe. We rocking the Housewives, politics, and celebrity gossip, all wrapped into one show. Hello. We finally made it back.
I know, right? We only an hour late, but we are here, okay? And we back.
We here. We are here. So we are here to discuss with Rhoa season 17, episodes 2 and 3. Episode 2 is Rumors, Raised Eyebrows. What do you think about episode 2? What would you rate that first?
I would rate episode 2. I think I'm giving both episodes about a 7. Right? Okay. They were good. I got my other opinions, but they weren't terrible, right? But so yeah, I think I'm giving them about a 7. I'm not feeling the 8 status just yet.
Okay, not feeling the 8 status. I gave episode 2 an 8, and I would say this one here, this episode episode 3, I would probably give it about a 7. But anyways, it was I thought it was, a little something there. We gonna start out. Well, we had some little mini scenes. Like I'm trying to get my mind on what was happening on this thing. So on the mini scenes, we got Phaedra and Aiden. I guess all we gonna get from Phaedra is Aiden driving her around. So, and basically, she throws Apollo under the bus, says Aiden is his designated driver, and they said, "Oh, is he yours too?" She said, "No." What she say, filled with the Holy Ghost. She said she ain't no drunk.
She don't do nothing. She don't do that stuff. You know, she say Aiden been driving since he was 12.
Yes. Since he was 12. I'm like, what, he's driving in the driveway or what?
Well, and especially with them being in Georgia, I don't think that's probably not that rare. And the reason why I say it, because I knew a lot of people who knew how to drive way earlier than what the time frame was.
Yeah, but usually they live country.
Well, that was kind of the point that I was gonna make.
See, outside of Atlanta, that's not country like that.
I mean, it could be. I feel like it depends on what your idea of country is, and in a sense of just because you have subdivisions and things don't make the thing less country. It's more about the roads, right? Yeah. Girl,
that traffic down there is bad as hell.
But terrible. I don't think, do she live in the city of Atlanta or is she on one of them outskirts?
It's all bad. I'm not lying.
Okay.
It is bad. It's all bad.
In the city of Atlanta. It's all bad. That's the only experience I had driving through Atlanta was going to Florida. And so it was in the city of Atlanta. I didn't find getting through. Atlanta is a large state to drive through. That's the
Georgia
note that I took. Georgia, right. Excuse me. Right. That's what I meant. Georgia is a large state to drive through, honey. Take you all fucking day long. But Atlanta, yeah, like I said, I only had that bit of traffic, and it was in the city of Atlanta. And yeah, the traffic was horrible. It took us like 3 hours to get through that. Right.
Yes,
yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah.
So, then we have Pinky and Shamia, and they're doing that cold water type deal. Mm-hmm. I was really, really rooting for Shamia, but she is getting on my nerves.
Listen. Y'all gotta go back to the reviews. I'm
like, Shamia. Now, what really got on my nerves because she started singing the national anthem. I'm like, are you really? You could have did the Black national anthem. How you gonna get dunked in the water and then gonna start singing the national anthem that I won't even stand to? I'm sitting here like, bitch. I mean, whatever. But her and Pinky doing that.
What I did talk about Shania, at least in these 2 episodes, is she is trying to show up different, but it's still the same, right? It's so fun because, like to your point, she has these scenes where it feels like you're getting her personality, but then it feels like she's overdoing it.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean? So she's still faced with the same problem. And I can't wait till we get to 3 because I got something to say about the girl getting her body done.
Okay. And then, so our first scene, we're going to be at Dirty Tea. And we have Portia, K. Michelle, and Kelly. And K. Michelle lets it be known that Black has been in her DMs. And she said the man in the phone telling her he looked good. I mean, she looks good. But they said that, Drew said they're just friends. So that's all, he all right what he's doing. Portia confronts Kelly about saying that, I think on the after show, about she needs to stop trying to sleep with everybody's husband. So she said, especially when you do the same. And she said, what you talking about? That man that you was with at the BET Awards or during that time, that he got done with you and then went with his wife or whatever. And Kelly's like, what? And she said, well, anytime you come up with something, you need to have a receipt. And she says, I am the receipt. I said, shit. So supposedly somebody was texting somebody that she was with, and he said, oh my God, I just effed Kelly. A married man says this to, they're both friends, because Claudia said that they have the same mutual friend. And then Portia cleared it up too in her TikTok live. So I was sitting here.
Because I didn't see the live. I guess we're talking about Carlos's Monday Night Live. And Claudia, I've already said this on Housewives from a Housewife post. Number one, see, this is where Claudia goes wrong, right? Claudia wants to be down so bad that she will jump on, tell a story, confirm, anything that don't even have nothing to do with her. But I agree, like, to your point, Portia got on and said on the TikTok, like, whoever it is that Claudia was saying, whatever she said, she was telling the truth. Y'all know how I feel about people trying to tell other people who the hell they slept with. Like, I don't care. Like, even if you did know, I don't know. Like, maybe she knows now because it's aired and you get to sit back and watch yourself. But do anybody ever step back to look and see what it looks like for you to be telling somebody else what they did, whether they lying or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just looked foolish to me. I tell people, let them have, like, because if they lie, let them have it. Like.
Then my thing is too, you don't. I mean, unless you have firsthand knowledge, and I can't help it.
Unless you was sitting there in the bedroom, yeah, right. That's why. That's my point. In about you look so foolish, right? Because there's no way for you to confirm that. Especially when she say, oh, well, I'm the receipt. And then you turn around and your receipt is, I don't even know if that's third party information. Like,
I was like, oh my goodness.
Because I think third party would be the actual guy talking to you and telling you that. The actual guy she supposedly slept with. Not the guy, not the friend of the friend. Like, that's not, like, that's what I'm saying. That's not even third-hand information. So I thought it was a cute scene as far as the setup, right? I was annoyed. I felt like I looked like K Michelle in that scene. The way she was looking back and forth, it definitely would have been my face if I had been at the table and that was the topic of discussion. I'd have been sitting there very confused, looking at so and so, thinking to myself, "Now, how you gonna tell this lady who the hell she slept with?" Because that's what I want to know.
Exactly.
That's what I want to know. How do you? And even if this person turned around and said it to you, how do? So the other part was the dentist situation. I listen. Maybe she did sleep with somebody who was married, talking about Kelly. Maybe she knew that the guy was married at the time that she slept with him. Maybe she didn't. But I do think it is a little strange that you would spend any moments with somebody intimate enough to sleep with them. And when you got done, the topic of conversation is Portia and Dennis.
Kelly said, "Have you seen him lately?"
Right. Like, why are we talking after we got done? Right. Because if you're talking about anybody after that point, I would assume it's somebody you want to invite in or that you trying to, get yourself aroused back up with.
Yeah.
It for me, it just fell flat. I was disappointed in Portia in that moment. I thought it was a reach. It wasn't cute for me.
No.
I like the scene though.
Yeah. At the dirty tea, yes.
Yeah, I like the scene though.
It just gave when I first watched it, I just thought Portia lying. It just didn't seem like a real story. It just sounded like she was just making it up.
It sounded like bullshit. Mm-hmm. Sound like you got a piece of something and then you weave the rest of that together.
Yes, I don't know. So then we have,
and again, you look crazy trying to tell somebody else who they slept with. You look crazy. To anybody out there that does that, you look crazy. Stop it.
Yes.
Like, just stop it. If somebody want to lie about who they slept with, or if they slept with somebody and want to say they didn't, because that's another TikTok I'm about to do. I'm about to give y'all the Man in Black flash. Like, if you thought you had anything, you thought you dated me, look into the light.
Erase your memory, goddamn it.
No, you didn't. Right? No, you didn't. That was a figment of your imagination. Uh-oh, I think we're freezing.
Yes, it is. Okay. I think
okay, we're back.
So yeah, but then they end up hugging it out because
Kelly
said, "You want to hug me like you hugged Drew." I'm gonna call her lying ass Drew. So she went over and gave her a hug, and I'm like, "Damn." That's what I had to go and Google their heights. I'm like, Kelly gotta be.
I said the same thing. Atlanta got some small itty bitty people around because my God, like that, my God. And even I think I told you when I met Yandy, I was really surprised at her height. I imagined Yandy to be my height, which I'm 5'7". I was taller than Yandy. Yeah, I was taller than Yandy.
I'm like, okay, for Kelly to come to Portia's titties
in heels,
I'm like,
in heels, mind you. So that means she at the very minimum you got 3 inches on, and at the max you got 6 inches on.
So what Portia had on 6 too? I don't get it. I said because
Portia more than likely probably did have on 6 inches, more than likely.
Well, maybe Kelly had on a kitten heel. I don't know. I said Kelly cannot be 5'1". I think Kelly is like 4'9". because
Well,
I
I'm
had to
glad
look it up.
you brought that up because I thought the same thing about K. Michelle. I said to the thought I had was it got me to thinking about Little Women. I don't know if you ever watched that show when it was out. No, seriously. Like that. No, I'm being serious though. Like, because listen, y'all. This is the thing about reality TV. You learn a lot when you be watching certain stuff. So the deal with Little Women is I learned a lot about like the classifications,
Yeah,
right? Of being a little person. And
yeah,
so to your
dwarf or
point,
something.
there's a height, right? There's
Yeah,
a height. Yes, they do need they got I gotta find that network. But I did see that they was filming and stuff. So yeah,
mm-hmm.
they on some network and they got Tanya, I think Tara, the other girl Chrissy. They got all of them together. But anyway, back to so I'm saying you find out like what the heights, and I believe it, like to your point, I believe it's like 4'9", something like that,
Yeah.
and that you consider the little person. So
Uh-oh.
they was
So
giving money. I don't like this is going way back, but they was giving money a hard time because out of all of the girls, Money was the tallest, even though she was still little, right? But she was taller
uh-huh.
than all of them. And so, and they had, which they all had, I can't say the word, but that's again, we get into the different types of dwarfism, right?
Okay, yeah.
The types have something to do with your limbs, how tall you get, the aesthetic
Yeah.
of your little personness.
Yeah.
So with that being said, they all gave Money a hard time because she went to the doctor and she was at a height where she was classified as a little person. But Minnie, rest in peace,
Mm-hmm.
Minnie was pissed about it because she didn't consider her a little person. And again, it was just because she didn't have the disproportionate body that
Like the other
everybody
ones.
else had, right? So
Uh-huh.
that's what we getting into is like, and what we talking about disproportionate, what you notice with most little people is
Yeah.
that they have like the big face, but then of course their body does not match up with the rest of them. So like they arms are short, but then you see
The
their
legs.
face, right? And you like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, because you could tell
They
in
have
their
long torsos.
and long torsos.
Mm-hmm.
So with all of that being said, that's who I thought about was Money. And I was like, because to the naked eye, she just would look like a short
The
person,
person.
right? Not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily a little person. But she on the show, she went to the doctor. The doctor told her that she is a little person. And gave that the height thing about what height it was. So with that being said, Kelly is one, but I thought the same thing about K. Michelle. Like when I look at K. Michelle, I look at her face is very big. You know what I mean?
To
But
me,
her
yes.
body was really little. And not that her arms are not disproportionate, like her arms are not shorter than her body, but I'm paying attention to how big her face is on her body. You know what I'm saying? And Kelly the same. If you really want to,
But
talk it up.
those girls are supposed to be my height. And I don't feel like I look like a little person. I'm about to say the wrong word.
Yeah, don't do that, honey. Don't do that.
So I'm like, there's no way in the world that Kelly is 5'1" and she's coming to my husband is
5'1"
6'1".
is probably pushing it, right? She
Girls,
probably
no,
more
she
than likely is.
4'9".
Yeah, she probably more than likely is. And because I would say it's kind of like the 5'10", 5'11" guys. They'll hike themselves up to 6 feet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you 2 inches away, even though in person you can tell the difference, but who really is going to be able to tell 2 inch? You know what I mean? Fine, fuck it up. Don't be 6 feet. You know, like, only way somebody gonna know is when you standing next to them.
Yeah. You see that? But no, I had to go Google their heights. I did. I'm like, there's no way in the heck that Portia looked like she almost a foot and a half taller than her.
Honey, I say Indianapolis got little people too, because I told y'all this before. I am 5'7". I'm 5'7", without heels. Now, generally, I have been accustomed to wearing heels, and so I was used to people thinking I was taller than I am. And don't get me wrong, 5'7" is not short. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that that's not short, but I do consider 5'7" to be more average. I guess I'm wrong though, because even the people in Indianapolis feel smaller to me. Like, I seem to tower over a lot of people. And it's really odd to me, because I'm like, why? You know?
It's like my little sister. She's 5'11", 6 feet, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at, because everybody's tall, except for me and my brother. My brother is like 5'10". So then my other brother is 6'2". The two of them 6'2", the other one is 6'6". My little sister is 5'11". I'm 5'1". And I just kept saying, I don't even come to my sister titties. I'm like, what in the? I mean, she just.
So I'm thinking, I wonder how tall is Portia, because again, I consider
5'9".
Okay, because I was gonna say I consider to be 5'7" to be average. So not for nothing, unless I see someone who is visibly tall. So, and Chris Brown was one. I'll never forget when I saw his very first video. The the very first time they played that, the first thing I said out of my mouth was, "Damn, he tall." You know, like, because you could really tell, and it was just, even from the angle, it was the people he was next to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just tell he was much taller than everybody else around.
But you don't see a lot of tall dudes like that dancing around.
No, for sure. And he was young too. But that, like I said, but that was one of the first characteristics outside of his dancing that stuck out to me, was damn, he tall, right? You know. And so Meg the Stallion is the other one. And she has an illusion thing that happens. I didn't realize how big Meg the Stallion was. And I've not seen her in person, but she came out to Indy for something, a concert event, something. And the radio people had her interviewing. You know how they had a backdrop? She was towering the backdrop.
Oh.
Well, she
well, damn.
Right. That's what I said. I said, oh, now I know why they call her Meg the Stallion, because that's a big, like,
yeah.
And no, I'm not even being shady with that, because I love that for her, you know. But again, I would never have thought that she was that particular statuesque if I hadn't seen that photo. And like I said, it was because she was taller than the backdrop. And so you know the backdrop is at least 6 feet. Right? Like,
you know, go Google her height too.
Yeah, but you know, I'm like, okay, like, Meg, you okay, Meg the Stallion. Like,
yeah, she's a big lady.
I got it, you know, I got it. So, you know, going back to Portia. So I usually give 5'7" just as the average, you know, like I say, unless I can tell Nene and of course Cynthia, those are ladies who you can tell are, you know, just taller. But if you kind of just like for the most part, if everybody is sitting around people that's around their same height and you really can't see a huge shift in the height. I just assume everybody is average height. That's kind of I don't assume everybody is the average. And so, like I said, even Yandy shocked me with her height. She might be 5'5", to be quite honest. I was surprised that I was taller than her.
Oh, I mean, she don't look too much bigger than or taller than Quad. Quad looks to me to be real little.
Shit, I gotta pay more attention. Cause see, I think I would have gave Quad a 5'7", but again, it might be due to maybe I never paid enough attention to them next to other people. It could just be due to just the presentation, because that's what I would tell people about me. A lot of times when I tell somebody I'm 5'7", they kind of going back to what I'm saying, like, how the fuck you gonna tell me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
now, it seems like Quad and Dr. Heavily is about the same height somewhere.
But but most of the time they're kind of look like, really? And it's like, yeah, but what I understand about myself, that's what I explain to people, is like, well, I'm long, like I'm in. So everything about me it looks probably a little more lengthier than it is. I have long arms, I have long legs, you know what I mean? So I'm what they call it, lanky. So which that's the great thing about having long legs. You look taller.
Yeah,
you look taller. I mean, sorry for y'all that don't,
I like mine. Now, I ain't never wished to be tall. I thought I was gonna be short.
You got them thick thighs, honey. Because I told y'all my legs is a bunch of stilts. They ain't good for nothing but being tall.
Look, I got over it once. My mom had my wrist examined when I was like in 5th grade, and they told me I was gonna grow like an inch or two. I cried and got over it.
But like I said, I agree that I had that thought, and I thought to myself, I wondered if they would be categorized as little people. But again, I don't. It's those are one of those things that I don't think anybody gives to you. I think you have to go and research and ask for that information.
I think that's usually documented as a kid, though.
Well, what I'm thinking is, so like I'm using Money's her experience, or at least what was told to us as the example. And so for her to have gone to the doctor as a full-grown adult, it would say to me that no, and really because you didn't present anything else, right? Like we think about let's think about autism as the example, right? When you got so many people, right, that are diagnosed, but they have these different other things like being nonverbal, or delayed growth, or delayed reaching a milestone. It's certain things that would cause a parent or even a doctor to have gone into another type of figuring out what's up. But if you just happen to be short, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't present with, you don't present with any, and even as your parent don't even seem, because nobody would know that you wasn't growing any taller than that until you didn't grow any taller than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we talking 6th grade or so. Even in 6th grade, if you 4'9", 5'1", somebody's still sitting around waiting to see if you gonna grow, because you still got till you 20-something odd years old. You know what I mean? Like, to actually, I think boys they stop growing at like
18. Girls are like 16.
No, I don't think it is, but let's see. Because I want to say I went to school with somebody who got taller after we graduated.
Yeah, and that's probably Luke. Yeah, I know a guy that did that too.
It could be, and I'm not saying not, but I am saying too that that what I am saying is you could see a person being short at such a young age that you still don't really put, any emphasis into it because you still kind of waiting to see if they gon', like grow some more. So, like it's only the tall people that get tall in those early stages. Like, so when you're tall, like my son was 6 feet in 8th grade, like, so sure, he knew he was going to be,
That's how
taller.
my brothers was. Both of them. My
Yeah,
sister too.
right. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. So, like, but as far as like, if you're going to be like short or average or whatever, you just nobody knows that you've reached your plateau until you reached it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Get that wrist examined. I had grew like 9 inches one year, and that was over with for me.
Done.
Because my dad, he's 6'1". My mom is 5'1". You thought I would have been in the middle somewhere. No, I'm her height. But anyways, we going over to Angela and Drew. And Drew is telling Angela about her movie premiere and who she may or may not invite. You got anything about that scene?
We just here for Drew working. Now we saw in the speaking of Drew working, we saw in the reports that seemed like she didn't actually leave her house.
This is not looking good for her. It's not looking good.
And
she ain't sending the kids to school. She about to lose the kids.
And you about to lose your kids, okay? Not even you about to lose your job. You about to lose your kids. Right. And Ralph has been granted temporary custody of the kids. Now, what I had a couple thoughts in general, because again, I think Drew is a character. The way I see her, that's just the way I look at her. I don't really look, even in this show, and it has been this way since the beginning, because I told y'all that girl is from the suburbs, even though they told me she graduated from Dunbar, but she act like she from the suburbs is all I'm saying.
Wasn't her dad a dentist or something?
I think he was some sort of doctor.
So
I don't care. I was no. Growing up in the city is still the city, and even though you because you still in the city, you know what I mean. Like the only way for you to be that type of sheltered in the sense, you got to be in the suburbs. Like you had to literally be a suburb kid. Most kids don't grow up in the city and act like they from the suburbs. You literally had to be there. But maybe so. Anyway, so I'm saying this to say I don't really look to get a whole lot of substance from Drew, right? I don't look for that. And so we got the report. We saw her about the movie, got the report, and it was reported that she is pulling in $12,000 a month. Now I don't know if she said this out her mouth, but it was a headline that said her and her oldest son, because I guess him having custody of the kids only include the kids.
His kids,
the father of. So she say her and her oldest son are in danger of being homeless, right?
Girl, you can find a place on $12,000 a month.
You most certainly can. And that's what I wanted to point out. Like they say, oh, she bring in $12,000 a month. I guess he bringing in $70,000. Now, my first question, outside of what does he do, because whatever, like I don't care about that in a sense. I just am hoping he not bringing in no money that's off her fucking back. Cause
he works in he works in IT, and for what I understood, when they was wait a minute.
It's so funny that people say that though, because
he actually works in IT.
It correlates to you getting paid $70,000.
No. He works in corporate America for real. And when the lady Simone, is that legal? Whatever. This attorney was reading over their documents on YouTube.
So she went through whatever, because
Yeah.
all of that stuff is public
Yeah,
about
and she
wherever their money coming from. But that was the, I did have that thought. I said, well, I sure hope he not making no money that, you know, like somehow that's tied in.
Wait a minute, we gonna be making money that she can't make. How he gonna make money she can't make?
Well, you know, men have a
Don't
way.
look like she. But look,
And
how?
I don't think Drew is all that smart. So that's all I'm saying. Like, men have a way, baby. You be the
Well,
sign.
I'm thinking she
I
got
didn't
with
even know
him.
you to sign your own shit over to this man. But
No, I'm thinking she got with the man because he was already making good money. Because it wasn't like she was doing so well before she got on the show, and that's all she getting paid. This including her Real Housewives of Atlanta money too.
You know, so when we so to that point, I don't necessarily think I find that. I don't think I feel like it adds up. I feel like it adds
That's only
up.
like $144,000 a year.
That's what I chalked it up to, and yeah, I feel like that adds up. I feel like it adds up because Drew, first of all, like you said, when she came on, she was relatively unknown. Like, she had a name, but it wasn't like it was a huge buzz. If everything is true, because like I don't think Phaedra didn't get paid to come back last season, but I don't think Phaedra is considered a first-time housewife. So with first-time housewives, they don't get paid 3 seasons. Look,
season,
look, huh?
And this her 5th season?
Well, I'm about to show y'all something, though, because that's what I'm saying. You could almost look at her and you could tell the money, you know, like you could go from her very first season and you can tell that there was very little money being spent on whatever she was doing.
That's why she bought that raggedy ass wig for the Christmas.
Right. You could tell, like last season. So my opinion is, like you said, last season was her first season collecting. You could tell that she was bringing in some, just like you could tell today or this season, that she has something now that she can leverage money wise. That's why she, like you said, that wig was raggedy. You wearing fake designer. She might still be wearing fake designer. And I'm not even mad at her for wearing fake designer. Like, let me just, put it out there. I'm not dogging the girl about it, honey. If you smart, go ahead and get it. But I think that you can very much tell just in her appearance the money, the money has up. The money is up. So with that, I don't know what so this is the part that I'm not privy to, what the negotiations is. She might just take what they give because she's happy to give it, right? Like, or to get it. She may not be a Nene, right? That's figuring like, well, I'm gonna hold out. And I don't even think she probably got that type of
leverage. No.
Yeah, you're gonna take what they offer, and it very much could be 10,000 an episode. And listen, who's to say that's bad? Who the fuck else is getting a $10,000 check to sit up
just
and
compared to everybody else, though?
Everybody starts somewhere. Because what I'm thinking and what I'm understanding, and I think that's what the other girls, what we talk about a hierarchy. You ain't been like, I'm almost certain ain't nobody who been there less than her getting no more money than she is. But it damn sure ain't nobody that's been there, before her making the money that she is. So, and who is that? Phaedra, Portia, Cynthia. Those 3 girls are damn sure getting a higher paycheck than Drew. Maybe even K. Michelle.
Gotta be.
Maybe even. I can't, I don't know. You know what I'm, but maybe even, But I'm saying now the other ones, I wouldn't I wouldn't say that they were getting, I would say they get nothing, because of what you get. What you have to gain is, so it's like the Super Bowl. Like
Yeah,
sometimes
it
it's
is.
not even, yeah, it's not even worth trying to explain why a person would not get paid to go
But
on a
she was saying
reality.
all those Tubi movies, well, all the movies and how busy she is. I just can't imagine that my daycare is doing better than her in her movie did.
I mean, I guess imagine it. I think it's a lot of people that seem to be doing better than her. Because I go back to, even with, like you say, with the movies, that doesn't, thinking about Tubi movies, that's low budget. They don't
Yeah,
have
but
a
she's
lot of
doing a
money
whole
to
lot.
pay people.
She got some show on Bounce. I seen her on. She's
But I think that we keep forgetting, as long as we've been watching people on TV, singers, all of these things, and we keep forgetting that seeing somebody on TV and seeing them, even if it's every day on a soap opera, even if it's every week on a sitcom, even if it's every month because they drop in albums, what we understand today is that doesn't equate to you having money in the bank. It
well,
just
definitely,
doesn't. Yeah,
definitely not
you
in the
know,
record business, anyways. Yeah,
and not even for actors though. Not even for them. Not you already know nothing you do on reality you get any residual for.
residual.
So that's done. The most that you could do, so that sitcom, you have to have 100 episodes before that's even eligible to be in a what do they call that?
I call it repeat. I know what you're talking about
Oh
though.
yeah, right. To circulate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Syndicated. That's
Yeah,
the word.
syndicated. Yeah.
Syndicated. So when a show comes out, they have to get 100 episodes before they're even eligible to be syndicated. And so then once you're in syndication is when you start to think about a residual, any type of residual income. But also now they go back to your own fucking contract. So you know what I mean? So there we go, where you never are going to know what's happening. Kind of saying what I said about Portia, telling that girl, who she's sleeping with. It's no way for nobody to know what's happening because they have contracts, and everybody's contract is
Ain't the same.
different.
Mm-hmm.
And your contracts are based on whatever your negotiation is. So it's like I say, Drew gives me, I am happy to be here. And I have been trying to get on for so long. And I do think that acting probably is her lane. That she certainly not that she's a bad singer, not that the songs on that last album was bad. But what I'm saying is, you have been a singer all the time until you got on this show and nobody fucking heard a song. And so now, as an actress, even on this reality show, we all buy into that. You know what I mean? So stick with the acting and let that work for you. But ultimately, what I'm saying about her money is that it made sense to me. I did see a lot of commenters, kind of like, oh, that's it. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. Like, because again, we've had, especially any of us that's in our 40s and 50s, we've had too many examples of people not getting their just due. And because the industry is that way. And sometimes when you don't know what to ask for. And again, she gives me the whole attitude. She's happy to be here, which means she's going to take what's offered. Like, I don't know if she is trying to argue or negotiate something more. So I didn't necessarily think, I didn't think that she was fibbing. But Funky Dineva said he thinks she hid some money somewhere. I don't think she's smart enough. So
I don't think she got it.
that's right. I think right. What it is what it is, and that's it. Now
Because I don't know, because it makes sense that, remember when they bought the house, when she got the country or somewhere, and Ralph went and bought the house without her. So evidently it's probably his house. And evidently she can't afford to stay there. So, but last year people were thinking like Ralph was broke. That's why he's in the basement. Oh,
He moves like a man living off a woman. And I think that's the narrative. Like, they did the same thing to Todd in the sense of him being in the guest house, right? Like, they was calling him a squatter.
yeah.
And I guess pretty much that's what they was calling Ralph. Was a squatter.
And the person who's squatting is
Yeah.
Drew.
Because I think the idea that most people have, like when you get a divorce or whatever, is like somebody should leave. But I do think that nobody, and I don't even know why this came into my mind today, but nobody really thinks about what it really looks like to break up a family. Like, yeah, it's not very healthy for you to have a father in your house today and then tomorrow he just gone. Yeah. Like without any type of transition, no conversation, and also financially, just like, let's think about us every day. Just even now, if I shared an apartment with somebody and I was splitting the money, we break up, my expectation would be for him to just go, like, and just have somewhere, have money to be able to go. Like, I don't know. I think sometimes we have these unreasonable ideas about what things should look like. Now, at the point in which the court decided the way that they did, what I do think is that the courts I think they are very black and white about being in the best interest of the children, right?
Uh-huh.
And what that means flat out is not just who got the money to take care of them, but who gonna be there around taking care of them, right? And so that's where I think women find themselves on the short end of the stick, especially when you are ambitious the way that you are. Because just using Candy as the example, it should have been easy to give Todd joint custody. Like, that should not have had to come from the court, simply because that's basically what y'all have been doing already.
Yeah, but she has primary custody, y'all.
Is it primary? I thought it was joint.
Mm-mm. And she gets to keep the passports.
And so, and the same with Drew. It's kind of like, I think that when you start to explore all of these different things, I'm not here to say whether you should or should not. I just think that this opens up it opens up the argument for somebody else to come in and ask for primary, custody. Is it fair? Maybe not. So going back to what I said, I do think that joint custody is the fairest thing. Is it ideal for a kid? Probably not. But as far as parents go, that's the fairest way to go, just because ain't no other way to split up a kid.
Yeah.
I mean,
try to do like they did in the Bible, wanted to cut the baby in half. Yeah. But good luck, Drew. So we got Pinky Cole and her family. She got 3 kids. She had back to back. Her husband has a total of 5. And I guess she wants some more babies. And she got to talking about how I guess she felt alone. He said he had to humble her. What do you think about the scene with Pinky and her husband?
I don't really, I just want to get to know more about them. For me, the only thing I know about Pinky Cole is she's the owner of the Slutty Vegan. Outside of that, I don't know anything else about her. And so so for me, watching her is just really trying to get to know that. here's what I can say about Pinky Cole, what I'm enjoying about Pinky Cole, and what I have said before about anybody coming on to Housewives is being in a position where you are ready to
Yeah.
be transparent and open.
Yes, she
So it
is.
feels like we're getting that.
Yes.
Because even though we knew the start of the season was going to come, I feel like the way the bankruptcy information was leaked in the public felt like after they had did all this filming. So I thought it was very transparent and interesting that she was already talking about the bankruptcy in
Yeah.
the filming of the season, right? That bankruptcy, that her filing bankruptcy when it came out, it wasn't this bombshell, that it was meant to be. No, she's been planning to do that. This is part of her comeback. The other thing that I would say, and I'm gonna piggyback off of Carlos Monday Night Live because I did watch his from yesterday. Um, and I think this is true, especially as a person who is learning business and trying to build a business and on my own fucking back with my own money. Um, being transparent, she explained a lot. I just told y'all, if you pay enough attention to it and you pay attention to the right shit while you watching TV, you gonna get some nuggets and you're gonna get some information. Her explaining that she was the personal guarantor
Yeah.
on all of her shit, and like even with that get like I got a whole nother level of respect. I got a whole nother level of just like compassion, right?
Yeah.
Because could you even fucking imagine being on the line for $2 million? Well,
Yeah, it's 20 million, girl.
I said too, right? Wait, but that's what I'm saying. Like personally, like
Yes.
and also what that means, because again, because I'm in beginning stages, what I know for her to be the personal guarantor on her stuff, she went into her business without no information. Nobody
Yes.
told her about how to get some business credit and about how to go get, like how to the reason why you set your things up a particular way to keep
To
you
protect you.
from being
Separated.
the
Yes.
character on your business. Because like she just explained, I think in the third episode, but that's exactly what it is. If something happens to her, like if somebody go into a restaurant and get sick, they're not suing Slutty Vegan, they're suing her personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like not that Slutty Vegan is the business, but
Yeah.
so that's what a lot of people don't know or pay attention to, is that your business, if at all costs, should be a separate entity from who you are as a
Yeah.
person, so that whatever the business, whatever debt and things it incurs, that it is separate from yours. But then you get into because that's not trying to go off into this other guy's stuff, but he did chapter 11s or stuff, which there are certain bankruptcies that businesses can do. You know what I mean? Like that keep them afloat.
Mm-hmm.
But right. but so back to Pinky. I'm enjoying that. I'm kind of trying to figure out this husband dynamic. You know what I mean? It's a little strange to me, especially going into this whole bankruptcy thing that she didn't include him. The only thing that I can think of is it's not his money. Like it ain't his money and it ain't on him.
Yeah.
I guess
It's not his business.
Right. That's like I'm thinking that's her mindset, and that's the reason why he's not being included in some of the stuff. I can't say halfway blame her, but because I think I understand that train of thought in a sense, like it's my ass on the line for these 20 million. So I don't really need nobody else's opinion about what
she said in this scene, she goes, but we don't have a prenup and his business is doing damn well. And so, his business is my business, what she basically states. But yeah, I thought I'm enjoying Pinky Cole and learning about her because the only ones that's giving us anything is her and K. Michelle.
That's true.
We're not getting that from
I've
nobody
always
else.
said this about first time housewives. You have to come in and you gotta be willing.
Yeah.
I think Angela is giving us a little something, something.
Oh well, yeah.
Let's not forget our girl. I think she's giving us a little something,
A little something. Yeah, she the bone collector though. That's what her ass is. Okay, so then we have a setting with K. Michelle and her husband. They're getting their new house. She wants a baby. And it looks like they're renting because I don't think they closed on no house, but whatever. And she I guess she wants a baby. Now she kind of old, isn't she? How old is she?
Girl, I was just about to say, and listen, drag me, I don't give a damn. I'm so sick of these old bitches talking around, talking about they want to have babies. Take me out the group chat. I cannot.
Because I'm like, damn, she would look like the grandma. Because she's carrying her, she's looking very matronly around these ladies. She's giving an older look. She's looking older than me.
She's giving very country. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But what I can't take another old broad sitting up talking about they trying to have a baby. I am sick of it. I am done. Like, here I go. It's like the more we try to defy God and nature. And
girl, Sarah had a baby at 90 something. So God did it for her.
Well, listen. Guess what? Guess what Sarah didn't do? Okay, guess what Sarah didn't do? Because I'm okay with that. What Sarah didn't do was go have IVF. What Sarah didn't do was try to pick out exactly what gender she had. See, like that was kind of some of my thing. Like, I'm okay with you having wants.
Oh, that's what she's going to try to do is pick out the gender. I know she said she wanted a girl.
No, I thought she said she wanted a girl. At first it was twins, and she's right. If you've been watching K. Michelle or any of her other reality shows, Portia called it right. She said, I thought you wanted twins. That had been the thing 10 years ago. It was a whole decade ago when this man first came around. That's what she said. She gonna have her twins. She doing in vitro IVF, whatever the hell it is called, for you to make sure you get twins or to get enough eggs implanted in you so you can hope for twins. However way that whole process go. But this is like I've said it time and time again, and I'm gonna bring it up when it comes to Shamia ass too. I don't have a problem with women having a want. Right? Like, I'm not here to tell you what not to want and what not to desire. That's like, I'm not here to do that. I'm not here for none of it. But anyway, but then I can't get on board when it feels like you continue to put obstacles. Because do you want a baby or not? Because for me, that would mean you taking what you get.
True. I don't know.
You taking what you get, but the whole I wanna like you so specific in all of these things, and the only reason why you think you can be specific in those things is because you feel like you have this option to go do IVF and or whichever one it's called. Like, I don't even know if it's in vitro IVF, if it's the same thing. In vitro is just a step in the IVF. Whatever the fuck it is that these people do it, they have taken I'm gonna say you've taken God out of it.
Well, God gave somebody the brains to do it, so God is still in it.
Oh, so I don't deny that. I don't deny that. But I do think that because it's the person. Like when you get all engulfed in all of these extra steps, for me, that's where you and your desire and God's will, and if it's gonna happen for you, that's where all of the confusion and shit come in at, because now I think you asking for too much. Goes back to Shamia, what I said about the surrogate situation she was doing last year. Now you turned around and you done went and had surgery and got your whole fucking body done. All while weeping and crying to us about wanting to have this baby.
I think that, don't he say the surrogate says she ready? That's what's gonna be on the next episode.
I think you kind of slipping over my point though. Is that because how selfish is that? That
She
you
probably,
went.
can she get pregnant?
I don't. Well, my only assumption is that she can because she got pregnant the first time. So I can't remember. And
I thought she had a problem with fibroids or something.
Well, we all do. I had 3 babies with fibroids. We like ask any black woman walking around. I think fibroids is a part of our DNA. God damn it!
Come from the perms.
Like that's what I mean. You know, you say, you shoot these words out and you act like that's not something that every woman you come across dealing with. I just had fibroids burnt off of my uterus like a month ago. You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe she got the same thing Sweet Tea got going on. Why she can't get a baby?
It's fine. Whatever it is, it's fine. I'm only pointing out the entitlement of what you feel like you should be able to be entitled to. And I do think there's a level of you just have to, you gotta live in a God's hands. Like I do, and I'm not this huge, like I'm a Christian and I believe in God and I practice what I practice in my life, but I'm not one that push things on other people, Curtis, But what I am saying is I do believe that you can't put that many, you can't go to God and ask him for something and then put stipulations on him.
God, I want a girl. I want to have green eyes. I want to have long wavy hair.
That is, at the end of the day, I think that's what I'm getting to. I think even as a Christian, as you grow in your Christianity, in your relationship with God, because I'm not even talking about the church part of it. I'm talking about what we all talking about. Like you want to pray and you want things and you want him to work it out for you. I do think that you can't put stipulations. Now you can be direct, I guess, or descriptive about what it is, but at the same time, I do think that you have to get the blessing, you have to release. And a part of releasing really is the control of, like, yes, you don't get to control that. You don't get to control when, you don't get to control the sex, you don't get to control, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the baby gonna be perfectly healthy, like, or have any issues, like, you don't get to control those things. And I'm just so irritated with having to watch people, and not just watch them, but then you evoke these emotions out of people for something that I'm not even sure you on board with. And the reason why I don't think you on board with it is because of your stipulations. I said the same thing about Quad. I'm saying the same thing about K. Michelle. And I said the same thing about Shamia. And she proved my point when she came back with a whole new body, as if she needed one. But here she go.
Girl. So, K. Michelle and her husband.
That's what she gonna put the test.
Yeah, that That's Robin Harris right there.
Yeah, you say the entitlement comes in when you have so much money, you can just produce anything, right? But these kids come out with major problems. Remembering these are test tube babies, right? They come, yeah. Yes, yes. And so listen, and listen, and I'm tired of it. Okay, I am tired of it, honey. I am tired of hoping and believing for you. You know, like for this miracle baby that you be having at the age that you at. Like, don't you understand? You know.
Yeah. It's gonna look like grandmother and granddaughter. That's what it's gonna look like.
And at a certain point too, again, I have faith, I believe in God, but I just think that some stuff you just don't sign yourself up for. Why would I want to have a newborn baby at 50? And again, here's the deal: like if you like what they call the menopause babies, right? Those are accidental babies. Those
and
are
I don't want him. Shit.
I'm just saying, those are not women actively trying to have babies, right? And so even with that, you have a baby 45, 50 years old, you get a newborn. 18 years, you're going to be 68 years old trying to go.
Look, I'm struggling with grandbabies. I'm 53. Shoot.
Trying to go to your own child's graduation, not your grandchild's graduation. You know, like, yeah, I'm cool on that. I'm cool on that.
I got pregnant at 42. I had a miscarriage though, but I got pregnant at 42.
Miscarriage? Because we're gonna get into that too.
I had 4 miscarriages, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not embarrassed.
Would you have ever been mad if somebody just called you out in the middle of the nail shop?
I wouldn't have cared. It wouldn't have bothered.
Listen, I think that K. Michelle is reaching.
Really reaching. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe because she don't have
I'm still trying to figure out what the problem is.
Them hard-boiled eggs she got.
That's correct. Okay. Ding dong. All right. Because I don't think I'm gonna mother effing dong. Because you got me over here. You sitting up contemplating. Girl, you try. Wait. This girl is trying to have a baby and you can't keep the fluid from leaking out your ass?
Her ass is malfunctioning. And
I would say you got bigger fish to fry.
Yes, you do. All that silicone in your body.
I would say that. And again, that I feel like women put you in a position that make it seem like you can't have that type of opinion because it don't feel like you supporting women. I am a girl's girl down to the bottom of my feet. But I'm going to tell you the motherfucking truth. Okay? When it all go down to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the truth. And listen, and I'm going to believe for what you want to believe for. But I'm going to tell you the truth. That's like what, and it ain't gonna always be pretty.
Cause in her son, K. Michelle's son, is in his 20s.
He should be getting ready to have his own damn babies while she's sitting up talking about she want a little girl. If she better go adopt that little girl. Yes. Babies from Africa.
No, get some right here. We got them right here.
Well, that's fine. It's plenty of them. Okay, she ain't got to be figuring out or wasting our time
trying to have another big head little girl.
Trying to do that you ain't gonna show nobody because we don't even know what the son look like. At least I don't.
I seen someone had him on something showing that I think she's supposed to, I don't know. It was in the blogs about him taking the car that she got him and Ubering with it.
And that, one thing about K. Michelle, honey, she definitely is in her own world. Because she said they not talking. She was on Jason Lee's podcast. And she said her and the son wasn't talking. And he said, well, why? Well, because I bought him a car, and he said he wanted to buy his own car. Let him.
Exactly.
I'm not understanding the problem.
I don't either. I don't know. I didn't understand the problem, but what Portia said, I really didn't. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Look, we mixing up 2 and 3 together here, so we just talking about these episodes.
Well,
But
I think we was about at the. I think it's okay. Look.
yeah, so we just gonna give it to you how we feel it, and I just didn't see nothing was wrong with Portia had said, and I like this is my first exposure to K Michelle on because I didn't watch Love and Hip Hop, so I don't know how she is. I know her for her music. So, but to see,
honey, them
yeah,
girls
but to see her,
K Michelle, I will say that.
I think it's just being nice. I think it's just being nice because she knew. Just the same way.
We've seen them really be that nice too. Baby, they tore Drew a new asshole when she got up in there.
Well, Portia wasn't there when Drew first came.
Portia was there.
When Drew first came?
Yeah, that was season 12 when they did the Bolo. Yeah, because Portia and Drew got along at first, and what I was saying to people when that season went off the air, Drew had become, which we found that out the next season, but I already had saw that Drew had become a brand ambassador, so I knew her wigs was gonna get better because I said she did what she was supposed to. She got with the girl on the show who got a whole damn wig line. You know what I'm saying? Your wigs up, you get on with the girl who got good wigs, because Portia ain't nobody ever had a motherfucking thing to say about Portia's wig.
that wig on the first episode was not Go Naked.
Who, Portia's?
No, I'm talking about Drew wig.
Oh, okay, maybe
that was not Go Naked.
But
it looked plastic.
So I'm saying that to say, like, they started off good, you know, because even Drew, Portia, and Shamia, because after they had came back from the Bolo thing, Drew was part of the nieces, right? Because they had the aunties and the nieces, right? And Drew was part of the nieces. So she started off good, you know, and Portia was trying to feel like take her under her wing.
Well, I don't think they're scared of her. What did Cynthia say? We ain't gonna fight you while you're sick.
No, I think so. This is what I think the difference is. Like when you say you ain't seen K Michelle on Love and Hip Hop, when K Michelle has never fought, right? I've never seen her fight. I've seen her get into arguments that looked like they were leading to fights, meaning water thrown. That, like what we talking about, the water being thrown, or the security have to come in and, you know, pull the people apart or whatever. And that's the one, her famous scene is shaking the table. So I'm saying this to say, I don't think K Michelle is a person who will get physically violent with anybody. She never, you know, she's never displayed that. But her mouth is something else. And so I'm saying to say, I think they are afraid of her in the sense of they don't want her going there with her with the mouth that she got. Cause yeah, she will hurt your feelings. Like and then too, I think it just go back to when people say certain stuff, people want to hit you. So, you know, yeah, I think they're scared of her.
You think Portia's scared of her?
Huh?
You think Portia?
I'm like, well, yes, and you could tell in the conversation. I'm not saying that Portia thinks that she can beat her up. I'm not saying that, but I do think that Portia's not trying to have no smoke with her. Because she know that K Michelle will drag her for filth from here to now on. She still don't fuck with Rashida.
Mm.
Say Rashida name. She gonna drag Rashida.
She don't mess with Rashida because Rashida
didn't believe her when she said that Memphis was the person who had abused her.
It's
So
mighty funny, but in the Jason Lee video,
Toya's ex-husband.
yeah,
So
but it's
Rashida
mighty funny. I said it's mighty funny. So she said that R. Kelly wife was not a victim.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, isn't it the same thing? Basically, you
Mm-hmm.
don't think she was a victim like Toya them thought about you?
That was exactly what Rashida pretty much was saying to her, is that she only knew him from this way, and she had not known for that to be what it is. K. Michelle felt like, well, I'm telling you, you should just take my word for it, you know. And yeah, you're right. She said the same thing about Andrea. Mm-hmm.
I said, oh.
But yes, like Monique said, that I mean, that's what it is. And like I said, cause her drag fulfilled, it's not gonna be until the end of the season. It's not gonna be like, oh, like, no, that girl is gonna drag you every time your name come up. And she gonna have a new drag every time. She gonna have a new drag for you every time.
Okay, so I guess I can't wait to see it then.
Well, what's funny to me is she did say that her and Phaedra are like besties. And now I guess she giving Phaedra the pass on her shade, because Phaedra shaded the hell out of her.
Yes, and she did.
Yeah. Clearly she giving Phaedra a pass.
Well, she can't get mad with the truth, though.
Clear, I guess so, right? I don't know. I guess so. But yeah, I'd say on Phaedra got snuck that one in, right?
So did. So we're talking about Shamia's body. So if you got the money, what she say?
She say you got the money, you get the 360. She say if you don't, I guess you get injections. And that's what the hell is leaking out of K. Michelle body is injections. Yeah. And it's funny that they keep saying, and she keeps trying to correct it, because they keep saying an implant. So I think that she had done both things. I think she had the injections, right? And I think she had done implants at some point. She has had the implants removed, but the issues that she having, like she explained, is not from the implants being removed. It's because she had whatever the fuck they was putting in her body with concrete fixer flat, right? Like, y'all got to go on what's the name of that show? It was on BET. Black Hood Queens, Trap Queens. That's what it was called. They had the girl on there. I can't say that this is the girl that K. Michelle went to, but they had one of the ladies who, got locked up for that.
Yeah.
In doing the illegal injections.
I seen the lady went and got those illegal injections done, and she lost her limbs. And she had she was the owner of a beauty salon here, so she had bedazzled out fake prosthetic legs and hands and stuff to have a booty.
And and you want to know something? That just really go back to what I was saying a little bit about the baby thing. You know what I mean? Like really kind of inserting yourself in something that, like maybe it wasn't to be. You know what I mean? Like even some girls, I got a friend now who she just had her body done. She 30, and I guess now, like for instance, when K. Michelle was doing it, it was it wasn't even regulated the way I think it is now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now you can go get stuff, and it's a little bit more safer. As far as the fact that you just going under anesthesia and you just don't know what the fuck gonna happen when it happen, like so. I don't know why somebody would choose to do it multiple times by choice. But anyhow, you say, self-esteem got to be somewhere in the toilet to do that to yourself. Yep, it's self-mutilization.
Yeah, it is.
You know what? I kind of I could see that. Yeah. And listen, I'm not opposed to plastic surgery in general. Like I'm really not. I think I'm okay with the idea of people wanting to look at themselves and like what they see. And I'm okay if you feel like, I don't know, you need to do something to get there. But I'm also like, is it worth it? So going back to my girlfriend who just did hers, not for nothing. I know like Wendy had like a flat butt, and I guess that could be hard to deal with. I don't know.
I don't know.
I never know. Right? Yeah, right. Like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I always kind of hit a little, but it was there, right?
Yeah.
But I'm a girl that's always been skinny, and so that was something that's always been the the thing that people would make fun of.
Booty.
Yeah.
But that girl with that big booty, that's me.
Always. Yeah, and so, but at the same time, it was just like I just got to a place where, well, first of all, thank God I was smart enough to realize, and I came up in a time because it might not be the same, even though my body today is still killing the people. Like my body today still killing these hoes. But anyway, back then, even though I was very thin, what I realized is that was a standard of beauty for people. And even though you had people that would make fun, what I understood, the people who made fun of it were the people who couldn't be my size if they tried. You know what I mean? Like you would never be the size that I am. So I'm glad that for me, I was able to figure out a way to ignore people who didn't matter anyway, right? Like I said, like if you 300 pounds making fun of me being skinny, like I know that that's not a real dig because I know you would prefer to be my size. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even need you to say that to me. You know what I'm like? I don't even need you to say it. Like I can look at you and see. Yeah. So with her, like I'm saying this to say her body was perfectly fine. I told her, I said, you remind me of me when I was younger. So I'm telling her, like, girl, like, just let life do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Like, because what I think women don't realize, you go and get this work done in your 20s. You ain't even fully kind of developed in a sense. To be honest, you think you have, but you don't realize that there is a transition, and then I think that's the beauty of being a woman in a sense is that we do have these different transitions. And so then there, what I'm gonna call grown woman weight, like, right, you might have a little weight, whatever then, but then you come into grown woman weight. So like, that's what I'm carrying on me now is my grown woman weight, which is what I'm saying. I'm still killing these hoes out here. Like,
I remember when I went from, I didn't never consider myself thick because I'm only 5'1". I weighed 98 pounds. Mm-hmm. Okay. But I never had none of this. So it's always the thighs and booty. And I never forget, I got about like 125. And I never forget, I was working at the store and these dudes would come in looking. They said, you see that girl back there? I'm like, what? Because I always was the girl with the big booty, but never, because I kind of was built like a sprinter, like those. And I'm like, I never, I said, oh, okay, this is what, that was my little grown woman weight.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like you got, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and so what I realized, even for me, is when I was small, right? But I had a shape. So, and like to your point, it wasn't all eye popping, but I had a shape. So when I put on my dress, I had a shape. You could see it in anything I wore.
Yeah, that silhouette was banging because we was wearing body dresses back when I was young,
Right,
honey.
right. And so fast forward, the grown woman waiting at, I got it in my belly, and I'm gonna go ahead and take that. But everywhere else just expanded. So, so I'm saying that's what I mean. I'm still killing these hoes. I can put on my bodycon dress and look even better than I did in my 20s, but still look like that's why they say, like, girl, you ain't changed a bit. Yeah, I know. I just got 25 pounds heavier. That, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. And in all the right places, okay? Except for them damn thighs, honey. Except for them goddamn legs.
Girl, girl, when you got thick thighs, they just get thicker and thicker.
But listen, so I think that, like, we just women, I think we are just so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
And two, maybe we don't really, I don't think we have enough people that really are preaching love yourself, and in the sense with loving yourself the way you came. Because it's like I've seen a couple people do, I posted an old high school picture or something, and I kind of was like, we got the 90s fine, and I saw somebody post 90s fine, but I didn't say nothing. I just kept it in my own head, and now I'm gonna share it with y'all. But you can't be 90s fine with a unit on your head and a face full of makeup.
Because that ain't 90s fine.
Yeah, that's not 90s fine. Yeah, right. Like, let me give it to you. Like, and not even with a BBL. Like, you're not 90s fine with any of that.
No.
Any of it.
Not at all.
90s fine is a natural fine.
Mm-hmm.
Get into it. Okay?
Yes, we weren't wearing no fake, no full beat or nothing. We weren't even wearing lashes.
No, right. I mean, we was at least I was. I don't know about everybody else. I was arching my eyebrows.
I was in high school.
And a little eyeliner, but I agree with you. Mascara, we wasn't even wearing lashes. Yeah. No. Yeah. 90s fine is not you in a unit and a face full of makeup and a BBL. That's never 90s fine. Ever.
No.
In your mind, it can't be, but I'm gonna be the one who lived through the 90s to let you know, like, that's not what we're talking
about. No. You ain't see Halle Berry then with no unit and no face full of damn makeup. You just didn't.
I really do miss it, right? I just miss seeing the variety of beauty.
Instead of all the same look. I'm having problems.
Makeup is the same. The wigs are the same. Y'all goddamn put that damn baby hair on your hair the same way. Like, look,
I'm having a problem.
No originality, honey. You can't figure out how to do something yourself.
But my problem is because I got this bigger HD TV, and I'm sitting here now. I'm watching it. And I'm really getting disgusted at how these housewives is looking. I'm not even lying. I'm like, because you're seeing everything. And you know what you think may look
up lips. Like Cynthia is beautiful. But whatever she is doing, please stop. Yes. We are at the limit.
She's like a pumpkin. She's got a pumpkin head.
Yeah, like her face is so like puffy.
Yes.
And it's like, girl, like, again, beautiful. And like, right. Who
stop.
But yeah, it's too much. And I think that's why I'm not a person who posts a lot with filters. And again, I can't even get used to I don't know how you have to have low self-esteem to want to see yourself through a filter all the time. You have
to. Girl, because look, My eyes, I look in the mirror, I just still see the old me. So shit, I could be looking crazy than a motherfucker, but I see that girl back in the day in the mirror.
I'm
That's
with
who I
you.
see. That's
I'm with
her.
you. And you know what? I don't know if I see that girl, because sometimes I look at myself at my old pictures and I tell myself like, the fuck was wrong with you? You know, like, because I remember there have been times where I like my self-esteem wasn't always where it should have been, you know, like, and
Mm.
that's why I'm like, girl, your ass was crazy, you know. But what I am gonna say is I grew up in a time where it just wasn't popular to be skinny, dark skinned, and wearing glasses. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh.
that's, I mean, you know, just wasn't it. But like I said, I'm just glad that I got a message. I don't know. Like, cause right, you know, I didn't grow up feeling like I needed to change myself.
No.
And I mean, like, I think I did want boobs at a certain point. Maybe if I had the opportunity, I still would get them. But at the same time, like all of this extra stuff, I think I'm just over it. I think it's a lot, and I do. I want some originality. I want some naturalness back. Um, yeah, everybody ain't got to look like a mannequin. There we
Yeah, and
go.
that's what K Michelle looked like. I can't help it.
K Michelle does look like a mannequin.
I'm just like, oh my God. I said that's why I'm having a problem with my TV. I'm like, damn, I can't help it. And then watching Rhode Island and that lady Liz is killing me. Oh like shit. But no, it's she said wanted to know about how Pinky Cole is getting all the backlash. Yeah, pray for Phaedra's wigs. Shit.
I think I'm gonna say Pinky Cole getting what backlash is she getting?
Because she said in episode 3, when it was Cynthia, her, and K Michelle, when they was praying, and she says, pray for Phaedra's wigs. And people are talking about her, you know, aesthetic, her hair versus Phaedra's wigs.
And
I like
guess
the way Pinky
you
Cole
know
wear her
what?
hair.
I think that's exactly what we're talking about. People feeding into, you know, like, because whoever is saying that forgot what Phaedra came to us looking like.
I know. That's why she won't let it go back. Shit.
Well, I'm not even mad at it, but it ain't nothing wrong with Pinky Cole.
Yeah, I wore my hair that short before.
I have too.
Mm-hmm. So I like it.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. You know what? We the wrong girls to ask. You know why? Because we sitting up here with a head full of locks. And let me tell you something. And this is for Miss Pinky Cole also, while she's sitting up with her fade. It's 2 hairstyles that you have to be confident.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fade or a pixie and
I
fucking
love
lock.
a pixie. Oh, I love a pixie.
Though, like a fade, pixie, and locks, like girls who go cut all their fucking hair off and move on. And we're not talking like whatever, you got some gum stuck in it and it was what you had to do. Like, no, like, because even my fade, I wore for some months until I did get tired of it. But I got tired quick. But that's okay because I was used to a little hair. But I'm saying, like, you have to have a lot of confidence to go
Well, that
into
was a
it.
style when I was in school. We called it the Anita Baker hairdo, which Halle Berry wore.
It was a style, but it doesn't, like, pixie is still a style. You know,
I
like
wore the hell out of it.
it's still a style, but everybody is not going to get that style.
Because they ain't got enough hair.
Well, you don't need that much hair.
No, you need thick hair.
Everybody ain't got the face. Like, everybody ain't got the face to not have no hair on your face. I'll never forget Tyra Banks said it on America's Next Top Model when she moved them bangs out that girl's face. The girl came for the audition. She had bangs. She said, move them bangs out your face. She said, bangs are for ugly girls. What are you hiding? And
Mhm.
and you think of Tyra Banks as big as her fucking forehead. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what we all was like, oh, she got a big forehead. But you ain't, every time you saw her, that hair was off that forehead, right? And so I even then I remember that because I thought that's a good, like, that is, I think there's something to that. Somebody who puts all their hair in their face
Mhm.
and you want to cover up half your face and shit. Like, it's something to that. Not to, and it don't mean you actually ugly, but clearly you think you are.
Trying to
So,
cover up something.
right, yeah, that's what, yeah.
A black
So
guy. Look,
I mean, like you walk, like when you walk around with a fade, baby, can't nobody tell you shit. Okay, not one damn thing. Now,
not a
and like I
thing.
said, and the saddest thing for the people, because I've already said this on a couple of our lives, as a matter of fact, is I feel bad for people who have to stay in a unit, who go from one unit to the next unit. I feel bad for you, son.
Yes. Because even when they took the trip last year, where did they go when they was all up under the waterfall twerking and stuff? Phaedra still had on the
Grenada?
fucking wig. Huh?
Was they in Grenada?
I don't know where they
Or
probably
was they
so, but
in Houston?
no,
Or
they
no,
was under
Kentucky or something. I don't
they
know.
was in it, they was under the waterfall and Phaedra
Mm-hmm.
still had on the fucking wig. I said, you
Mm-hmm.
would have thought she would have wore braids. Who the fuck wear a wig under the waterfall?
Somebody walking around with that bitch thinking it's coming out their head, and that's what I mean. Like you get so and go that like I literally I do. I feel bad. I feel bad for a person who comes out of a unit and going right back into a unit. I wouldn't, like, even for me, if you saw me with a wig, it's gonna be for the night.
Yeah.
The next day you see, and I got the video and pictures to prove it, honey. Going to Beyonce now, you see my Beyonce pictures. You see me with hair in under that hat, right? That was a wig. But when we drove our ass into Kentucky, I had my hair out. Even the people at the hotel in the lobby. And I love that about me too. I love walking in one way and walking out a whole different way. I like doing that to the people. I'm talking about some, oh yeah, y'all wasn't expecting this, huh? Like, let me go and give it to you for a minute. Yeah, if you see me in the wig, it's for the night, but it's definitely not for me to wear for the next 2 weeks and not for me to peel off my head and go rush to go get somebody to put the next one on so you don't see me in between. Like even that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm beautiful any way you see me, baby. Like that's how I go. And that's what it
Yes.
is.
That's just I can't imagine that. I mean, I can see if you had alopecia and you probably, have, self-conscious about your hair, but just to get your hair done, to put a hat on, I'm sorry, I can't. It just look like it's hot.
And what we say, please don't put that MF back in a ponytail. Please don't put a unit on your head and then slick that
Look
sucker
at
back
that.
into a ponytail.
Quad.
Quad, okay.
What's the name had on one too? Was it what's the girl with the ugly dress from Real Housewives of Potomac? The
Jazzy.
Jazzy. Yep, she had on the unit that went back.
Yeah,
It looked a
no.
mess. It looked a
Say she
mess.
probably don't have no edges no more. Probably
Probably
don't.
don't.
Yeah.
Probably don't. It's a
But yeah,
mess.
I do really miss that. I just miss that era.
But you
Even
even see,
hmm.
you even see the in the confessional, Phaedra said nobody wants to see a natural, without the makeup and hair done, because they was talking about in episode 3 when K Michelle got out of the hospital and she had the full glam squad there. I said, well, if you got to be dolled up like that every day.
Listen, let me tell you, y'all already know how I'm coming. I wish a motherfucker would say something to me. If I just had liquid flowing out of my ass and I came out of here, I wish somebody would say, like, look at you. You know, now I think I was like my first baby going into the hospital, I wasn't prepared, so I look a mess. You know, like, and I didn't like that. You know,
my ponytail was sitting on top of my head.
Yeah.
Girl, hair everywhere. And then
Yeah, okay, and that's how mad. Look, I got like a little ponytail, like you said, hair just everywhere, honey, because I was laboring for 17 hours. Right? Like, so listen. But for my second and third babies, I was prepared. I made sure I had my braids done, you know, like, so I'm in the hospital with them posted up, right?
Girl, I done put a perm in my hair and made sure it was gonna be lay all nice wrapped, girl, honey.
But yeah, all of this like glam squad coming. I don't know. It's cute, but then sometimes it just feel overdone. You know, like, you know, and so I don't know. It's kind of like it doesn't impress me. No. I'm gonna say that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, whatever. Your ass was just leaking. It'd have been all right if you went home the same way you came in. I'd have been fine with that. Your ass. You just went to an awards show and messed that damn couch up with all kind of fluid.
Girl. And mad at Portia for saying miscarriage.
And what's like I am still trying to figure that out. But look, we have already determined that I'm clearly a little insensitive.
I didn't think it was a big deal. I'm like,
well, I didn't necessarily. And listen, and then like, is it something that I feel like I would have said? Probably not.
I would have.
I think I probably, because I don't think that my mind would have thought about that. I like literally, I thought she had peed on herself. Like, that is what I would have assumed.
That she became incontinent. Well, when she said she couldn't feel it,
that's my point. That's my point. Is that I would have assumed that you peed on yourself, like that something had went awry, and you know, like in that area, and not that it. My mind would not have went to a miscarriage. And then too, even if it did, I'm not sure if I would have said. I probably would not have said the word in assumption. I probably would have just been inquisitive to get what, like what happened, more so than putting on what I thought it was. But at the same time, I mean, she said it was not no big deal. I didn't think.
It was probably just relating.
Well, listen, she didn't clarify. She did not clarify. But what she did is it was all wet when she got up and she didn't feel anything. That's what she said out of her own mouth.
Yeah. So I just think that Portia just went off of her own experience and thought miscarriage. So
I agree with that. I can see that because like you sitting somewhere and all of a sudden you got some liquid coming out of you, and I also agree that, because guess what? I was shocked to hear that K. Michelle is still dealing with these issues about her, about this butt. So with that being said, I don't think anybody's first mind was your butt
is leaking. You having a malfunction with your ass. I would have never thought of that in a million years. I would have never.
Not unless you literally just came from the surgeon. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, like, right. You've been dealing with all of this, going back and forth to the hospital and surgeries and this and that for a long, 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 long time. And so at a certain point, it just becomes, it's not imperative. It's just information. You know what I'm saying? So what is it? Her body is trying to reject the silicone. I think that's what it always has been doing. And it's not the silicone. It's What like so I don't think she got silicone. I think is the issue. So at first it was, and that's what's funny about even with the implants, where people not even when it comes to breasts, people never think about the fact that yes, your body can reject foreign things being put in it, like because it's not made for it, But she got some concrete, fix a flat, something up in there, honey, and
Something,
it ain't. I don't
something
know.
illegal.
Yeah, I don't know. The suture's not closing. I don't know. Yeah, because it just even her explanation is
And why
so.
would you want to carry a baby with that then?
That's my point. Like my point exactly is like you literally walking around talking about you want to have a baby and you can't get your ass to stop leaking. I think you got something else to deal with
Yeah.
first. And forget, and we gonna leave Father Time out of it. No, we gonna leave Father Time out of it. Take care of leaky ass and move on with your life. Like because I would think embarrassing is what it is. Like I would think that's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. That was way more embarrassing than having a miscarriage. And I don't see why she was so
And for having
taken aback.
somebody actually ask you one, you told us them people had to blow dry your ass off. It was a whole team of people blow drying you off.
Now, my question is, because they said it was infection, the tissue was infected. It seems like that stuff would have had to have had a smell.
She paying all the people. Whether she paying the people who was blow drying her ass off is not about to tell her she stank.
Because wasn't that kind of the rumor about her though?
Oh, I don't know.
I heard
Did
that.
they have a
I heard
rumor
that
about
before.
her selling? Lord Jesus.
Yes, I've heard that.
They did.
Some of them, how the little rap guys talk.
Now, I have heard that, like BBL.
Now, I heard that about her.
I've heard that about BBLs in general.
Yeah.
That some people carry. I don't know.
I don't know either.
She said, "Oh yes, that's definitely a rumor about her." Okay, I had never heard it. Maybe that's why she's so feisty, ready to cuss anybody out.
Yeah, I heard it. I don't know. Must have been, in the blogs or whatever, but it was like guys, in the industry talking about her.
Maybe that's why she done pulled this damn doctor.
Okay, so we had next.
Right.
We'll never get done with this live. We're merging 2 and 3 together. So basically, episode 2, we end up at Chicken and Waffles, Nana's Chicken and Waffles, Waffle and Chicken. And apparently we got Portia versus
get down there and get some of that chicken, honey. They done sold me the way that they all talked about the chicken. I'm like, oh, clearly the chicken good.
Yeah, good.
And listen, ain't nobody talked that good about Candy's restaurant. I'm gonna say, look.
You said they ain't talked that good about Candy's restaurant. I think they was hating.
Saying that they talked bad about it, right? I know that they didn't talk bad. But what I am saying is they didn't make it sound so good that I had to go down there and get me some. Listen, Nana's Chicken and Waffles is on my list. Like whenever
is it still open? Or she might got one still open.
She got that location is closed, but she still got the other one. Yeah.
Okay.
As I say, Nana Chicken and Waffles. Oh, that's on my list, son. You want to get? I don't want no waffles because I don't really eat no waffles, but I definitely will with that chicken.
And we have let's go to Drew's premiere.
Okay, yeah.
Drew's premiere. So she comes in with her girl Claudia Jordan, and I said Claudia took all her shine. She took all her shine. Drew came in with this garbage bag looking dress.
What's funny that you said that because I didn't even realize Claudia was there. But y'all know Claudia is not my girl. Like, so
it was just evident. It just, I mean, she didn't, all she said, she really didn't say anything. It was, they were kind of like the background, but you could tell definitely Drew was not the feature in this movie anyways. Okay, that's why she died kicking and screaming or whatever.
And speaking of, because maybe she's not the feature in those other things that she's doing also. But go, keep going.
But anyways,
keep going.
We meet Sway at the premiere. Portia comes in with a little flip flops on, and she brings in Sway. And all of a sudden, everybody is becoming gay to me. You know, all the ladies are
they all curious, huh?
Yeah, bi-curious. And Drew says, "Oh, you're living my life." Yeah, she said it. So the thing about her and Ty had to be true.
Well, same like with her and Black, because the way that man sat down and wanted to know about his benefits, honey. Shit, you talking something good to that man on the phone, but go ahead.
Yeah, to be on the phone 3 hours on the FaceTime. Whatever.
At a dinner, you're not gonna get nothing to eat at. Like, you watching everybody else eat. Honey, go ahead.
So I think Drew got
googly eyed.
Girl, yes, honey. They was here even to the point that Phaedra said she's leaving with them. What is Phaedra's purpose on this show? Let's get to what K. Michelle said. Why is she here?
Not a damn thing.
Just giggling. And, ooh, child.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, child.
You know, I feel like before she had given us a little bit more, but see, I think sometimes this is why you have to be careful about bringing people back, and like a Phaedra, because I think that even what we got from Phaedra at first, it wasn't anything she wanted to give us, right? So like Kenya flirting with Apollo, you know what I mean? Like that wasn't her, you know, being forthcoming about anything going on in her life. That was Kenya being Kenya, and it affected her. You know what I'm saying? Even all of the stuff. So I'm saying that, and then Apollo got in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, and so, that just kind of spilled out. So she given, in my opinion, what she probably always had given. It's just now, as she's come back, now she know the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so you can enter it, and you can play differently because you kind of know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like how to get back. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
They could pay Drew a little more and let Phaedra go.
Yeah, say she has nobody to bounce off of. This is not her clique. Talking about Phaedra.
Phaedra, yeah.
Who would she be bouncing off of? Because her and Portia had been friends anyway. Remember, the only reason why her and Portia had stopped being friends was all for the candy thing.
She needed Kenya.
Oh, somebody to kind of spar with. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So, honey,
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
So, also at the premiere, we have Angela being the bone carrier, and she tells Portia what a little bit was the name Kelly had said about her, called her Horsha. About, you know, basically stating that she was sleeping with a married man and all this stuff. And so Portia was like, oh, she said that? Well, she's a fake ass bitch. Because I thought we had hugged it out and it was cool. evidently, she was not happy with you talking about it in the public, across the street from the Publix, on camera for the whole national, everybody to know that you saying that she slept with a married man. So that's that. So Portia says she's not going to the chicken and waffle grand opening. So, but she sent flowers. Okay, we got to hurry and get through this.
I thought that was fair.
Yeah.
So some type of way.
So
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So the whole thing ends up at the Nana and Chicken Waffles thing. Shamia and Drew kind of have their back and forth. Shamia mama enters the chat.
Shamia is trying, honey, but she is trying too hard. And if you notice in her confessionals, remember last season, I asked y'all, who is this hoe? Because who the hell showed up on our television screen? That wasn't the Shamia we have been watching all of these years coming through as a friend. She, you stepped out like you just came out of Dynasty, a scene from Dynasty or something, honey. What's the people name over there? Whatever that name was, she was acting like she was one of them. And so I noticed that if she seems toned down, I ain't really caring for that whole Diana Ross look confessional.
Which one?
Now, when I say Diana Ross, that little hair flip with the blue eyeshadow.
Oh, well, that's not that. I'm used to big hair Diana Ross. That's the way.
Well, Supremes. How about let me break it down for you?
I'm looking for. I'm coming out.
Yeah, let me break it down for the era, honey, that I'm talking about. Because I ain't talking about
the
Diana
60s,
Ross.
honey.
I'm talking about the Supremes Diana Ross. Like, girl, who told you to show up like it? I don't even know where that's from. Mm-hmm. Like, why are you sitting in your confessional dressed like this? I don't think she should have came back this year. I don't. I was already ready for her to go last year. I think she threw her and Portia's friendship up under the bus. I think they're doing a good job at coexisting. Which, you know what? Not for nothing. Why wouldn't they? You the one threw our relationship in the trash, right? So if anybody should be doing just fine, it should be Shamia. You know what I mean? But I don't think she should have came back this year.
Girl, I don't know, because then episode 3. Here we go.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Ruptures, and redemption. Okay, Michelle, we already talked about her being in the hospital. She get a full glam. We got Angela and Drew. Drew talk about her mommy regrets and being so busy. And Angela's trying to flip a house that she didn't really want to tell her husband about. I said, Drew tried to shade her, talking about, oh yeah, she's always in the real estate business basically, but she lost all her homes. I said, look at Drew, the girl who ain't got no money talking shit.
Girl, that's one thing Drew gonna do is talk some shit.
Then she said she lost $2 million of her own money.
That's where I got the 2 million. That's where I got the 2 million. Because even with that, I'm just gonna say this. Sometimes we sit back, we watch this show, like how we do our talks and comment on it. But one thing I'm gonna say is, if your ass ain't got nobody asking you for 2 million, 20 million, 200,000, like I don't think you got enough, like to even have very much of an opinion about what they've done wrong with their money. because you
Yeah.
got to get there, right? Like to even be in debt in that like in that type of debt. Like,
Drew,
Drew, yeah, Drew.
with your 144. And this woman that lost.
$1,000 ass. Well, sit your $144,000 ass down before I make change.
All right, New Jack City. Shout out to Wesley Snipes. Hey. Cause girl, please. But yes, so they're talking about the house. They're talking about Angela's daughter. She's back from college, and I guess something about her partner. I didn't get all that. And I heard some little kid upstairs scream or something. I said, "Oh, look at that!"
Yeah, I was way confused about that scene and what was happening and why she want the daughter to move in. You know, one thing about Angela, I like Angela, and I'm not. Here's the thing, I don't think keeping stuff to yourself is any different than what some people would do. You know, most people do. They decide what they want to share and what they don't want to share. But I just feel like something ain't adding up when it comes to the daughter and her getting married. And then now you trying to, like buy this house for her. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, she's buying a house for her daughter?
I thought, well, now maybe I misheard.
No, I thought that she was trying to flip that. She was trying to make a profit.
I thought I heard her to say two different things, which of course the first one was to flip it and make a profit. But I also thought that she said something about having the daughter move in there. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I misheard.
I don't know. I wasn't listening that hard. But
I know,
anyways,
right? Like that's what I'm saying. Maybe I misheard y'all. If I thought I heard it, I would go further. I can't.
So we already got Rebecca to the scene. Also, they discuss Angela and Drew discuss about Drew and Black dating. So Drew just a whole fucking liar. So I'm about to.
Let's just go on and jump to her little date with the guy.
Yes, going back. Okay, Drew and Black.
Since we done brought her up with the Black, I thought that was uncomfortable and cringy.
It seemed kind of scripted a little bit, and I don't know. He had all that black shit all over his face and his hair, like he had a little Beijing going on his beard going on. I don't know. He seemed a little too flashy for her.
I can't say what Drew's type is. The way I perceive the guy Black, he would be what I consider to be a lame.
He's a rich lame. That's why.
Having money doesn't make you lame.
Well, that's what she needed. She needed. She about to be homeless in May.
Yeah, but okay, so because let me say, because like I like a boring guy or like a nerdy guy, but even that is not what I mean by lame. And listen, maybe Drew is a little lame in a sense.
She is.
I think, we say I don't think we met the real Drew. That's why we don't know what her type would be. Well, she only had Ralph as a husband. Also, it's not like we've gotten a chance to.
We seen her baby daddy.
See her date. Well, that's true. But
and she's messing around with Ty.
She just is. She's just a performer. She's a performer. She's performative in most of the stuff that she does. I do think that she would be the example. Lisa Rinna is right there with her. Like that's what's funny. That's probably what makes Drew why she keeps being able to come back and what makes her just a fine fit for it is because she is an actress. And you know how to act. I mean, you know, like that. I mean, that's it. Lisa Rinna was kind of what I would consider to be similar when it came to Beverly Hills. Like, a lot of her stuff felt performative. The arguments, everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything. And I feel Drew is the same. So what I was getting into is I think this is the issue when we have actresses come onto a reality show, because it's hard for you to know who's the actress and, you know, like who's the real person. I thought it was lame for the guy to be on the FaceTime at the dinner party. Not quite sure why Drew wanted that to happen in that way. If he couldn't come, he just couldn't come, you know. But
well,
also,
she probably thought it was cool. She probably
yeah,
thought it was cool and cute.
but so that's what makes it lame,
yeah.
Right? You know what I'm. So, and that's why I'm explaining what my definition of lame is. It's like that little stuff that makes no sense.
Well, a lot of stuff she does is very lame. The whole thing with the boom box and the receipt of the preacher man talking and bringing in that raggedy ass wig, that all was just lame.
Well, I said she lame too. Yeah, but I think that he's lame. Like, and even though he got money or whatever, like that's what I mean. Like, you don't like you can still be lame with money, like because it's not what you have, is what you do and the way you show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're a clown. You're lame.
So, honey, I didn't get
Well, I
nothing
don't
out
know.
of that.
Like, I don't know if it's real, not real. He sure seemed to be interested about his benefits, though, trying to figure out if he was going to be able to.
Friends with benefits, honey. He said, because she's still married, honey. Why you want to lay up with that married woman? But whatever. Yeah, that's Drew and Black. So,
what I think we clearly are not going to get is any scene with Ralph.
No, she want him to go to jail.
Maybe that's the message that's being given to us. Like, take this man on this phone, and whenever he show up, because we're not going to get a scene with Ralph.
Girl, she want Ralph to go to jail. She said she wrote the judge or something, and that something he did, I guess, talking about her on social media, whatever, basically, whatever contract or whatever they had negotiated that he's violated, and she want him to go to jail for it. I said, who gonna pay the mortgage?
That's what I was like. That's ridiculous, right? Like, if he the one paying the bills, so you know you need the money, ridiculous. But okay, girl. Girl.
Yeah, so then we have oh God, Shamia walking with Gerald. Well, no, let's go back. Well, we already talked about the miscarriage thing, so we can get past that. Shamia walking with Gerald, and she's telling him about this rum business. And Gerald, they flash to a scene where Gerald's on there, and you can see his business mind working and shutting it all down. To me, you got a husband that make that kind of money. Why wouldn't you want to listen to him?
For sure. Going back to Shamia, like I said, she shouldn't have come back this season. So I'm gonna let y'all know what's the do we have an award? No, we don't have like a.
She should have came back after she did that video.
Yeah, but
I thought she was about to get saved, baptized, and filled with the Holy Ghost, and be done with Housewives.
Yeah, I thought so too, honey, but clearly not. And also, I think Shamia is really too caught up in the comments. Because even with just coming back and now you talking about this rum business, and then when we get into her having the meeting with the people, you wanted to have a flavor that
Peach. They
don't
don't even grow there.
features there. And so now you got to try to figure out, well, how can we import them?
No,
So
no. When she told that man her ass,
that too,
I was done with the man with the green beard. I was already turned off right then, seeing the man with the green
all
beard.
of it, like I think I'm saying too, I think that this is all coming about because I believe that her season finding out, the life she has with Gerald, now you get the criticism about what you have. And I think I had even maybe in my in our reviews had kind of brought that up in a sense of like wanting to know when they purchased the house, like the opulence that she came in wanting to show us, so and put it at the forefront. I wondered why, because this was not something that was presented in that way on her Instagram page, right? And so I'm saying she didn't present that way on her personal time in her personal life. And so I was confused. Why are we getting all of this? Which is why I thought, well, clearly you giving us what you think we want to see as the housewife, right? So now you realize that's wrong, and so you are overcorrecting in the sense.
Yes, way overcorrecting. I feel like she's throwing spaghetti at the wall and trying to see what's going to stick.
Because last year was singing. You ain't the most you done hummed was in the damn cryo whatever.
Yes.
Thing. But
and the rockets red.
But and so I can see where maybe some people probably criticized her for not having her own money, and so now she's in this mode of figuring out how to how to get something that's hers. I'm not opposed to that, but what I am going to say also is, if your husband is going to take care of you, why not just let him? Like, I don't know why we have made that such a taboo thing. And what's fucked up about it, when every freaking woman wish they would have a husband that was in a position and capable of doing it. When you see somebody having it, all of a sudden they get made to feel like they ain't shit.
My thing is too, because she said she wanted to try to retire him. I'm like, bitch, what's wrong with you?
Right, like, right. You throwing out all of this stuff that don't even sound right.
It does not. It sounds stupid. And I know
made it clear while her and Portia were friends for so long, she could easily Google the natural. Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Well, I don't think she was interested in it until she needed to fumble and figure out something that she wants to promote. Because let's think about it. She not going, like, if she hosts the Atlanta Hawks, it's the Atlanta Hawks. That money not going into her pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So she is wanting to promote something that's hers. I'm not opposed, like say, I'm not mad at that, but I'm also kind of irritated by, like, if you was fine living the life of being kept, why not keep doing it? Why not show a bitch how to be kept?
Girl, because I would. Shit. I definitely would.
I would remind those working hoes.
I'm a housewife. I'm the housewife here.
Right, yeah. I would remind those working hoes, Phaedra with her 6 jobs. I would remind her that I had a husband who, shit, I didn't have to do nothing but lift this glass to my mouth.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wait a minute. My friends come over to hang out and we get whole bottles, not glass, honey. Which bottle do you want? Okay.
Yes, honey, I don't know.
You say, yes, you should have come on. Let me show you how to do this thing. Correct. Yeah, like shit. Show them how it's done. Baby, because you think Portia wasn't coming in, gonna show you how it's done? Shit.
But Portia quit all her jobs, didn't she? When she got with Simon.
Wow. And outside of the online, the naked go naked hair and then pamper by Portia Sheets.
Girl, I don't know, Shamia. It's looking real grim for you. But
Yeah,
anyways, we gonna leave. We got Pinky with her attorney. And that's when she's talking about the bankruptcy that she's inquiring about, and he wanted to know if her husband knew about it. And she's like, no, or she hadn't talked with him yet, or whatever, or she talked with him, but I don't know.
It sounded like she
Those
told
seems
him.
like she's too.
Yeah, she said she would talk to him after she. It sounded like she was kind of saying she was gonna make a decision and she would bring him in. I don't know. Like I said, with that, I just took it as he don't have no skin in the game, and so it's not really of this significant importance for me to include you, because she did already say she was filing separate, so it's now I've never been married, so I don't know how the commingling of your finances and like how that all goes down. But if it is something, whatever she's taking care of on this end, if it is something that she's able to do and it is separate from him, then I understand why he's not sitting there with her. That's what I'm gonna say.
So she also lets us know that the CFO stole some money.
That's how it go. Well, you ain't got into that type of debt. Like, yeah, no, that's how it go. That's
I'm like, did this person get prosecuted then?
Oh, now that part I don't know, because like I don't that part I don't know much about why she had to buy her business back. Like I don't know any of those type of details. And so to your point, that's the only information I know about that too. But and all I'm saying is that I'm not surprised. And that's like it kind of sucks because even as a business person, it's almost like you want to be the person that do everything. You know what I mean? Like, even though you can't, but it's hard like to give somebody something and then to trust them. And then when you're talking about like if you have a successful thing where you might be making money hand over fist and you're not the one that's watching that money, it doesn't surprise me that somebody was putting their hands in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Figured out a way, honey. And so she's letting them know that, she was, let us know that she's $20 million in debt. And then she's the one who has insured all the personal things with her, her business. She was the personal she guaranteed everything herself. So Pinky really has a story.
No, she does.
She really does. I mean, she's
and what I like about just even in that with the bankruptcy, like most of the time, that's the very thing the housewives trying to hide. Like it's how much debt they in. Like making everything, like just look, rosy, and I can appreciate the transparency, because I think even Kelly's thing, I think Kelly, like, she's gonna be transparent after it happened, but I feel like should she had opened up that location, it seemed like maybe not. Seemed like maybe she rushed herself into that location because she got the housewives, because like it was this fuel to let me hurry up and get something. And so with that being said, I don't feel like you getting that same type of information. Like yeah, that's something for Pinky. And also, like I said, what I'm taking from her being that personal guarantee is that not many people, she built that shit off her back. Out her dime, out her wallet. That is what that really means. She built that shit off her back. She said, I'm gonna give Pinky her props. We have people that go to Ivy League schools, open up their own businesses even after the degree and still fail, have to declare bankruptcy as trial and error. Yep. I agree.
Oh, shit.
I agree.
Hell, the damn president and did it what 4 or 5 times. Trump
I,
had.
I agree. And like I said, and like I said, and just think about if you sitting up, you know what I'm saying, $20 million in debt.
Girl, a lot of debt. Girl, look, I'm gonna think about my little bit of debt.
Money, like, ooh, look. I ain't saying it's okay, but now you understand why some people are off themselves.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, but honey, yeah, go ahead and file that bankruptcy.
Okay. I'm just saying I understand, right?
Mm-hmm. So our next scene, we got Cynthia, K. Michelle, and Pinky. They're meeting at some little place that's green. It's cute, and that's when K. Michelle is it? Yeah. Who comes in first? I think yeah, K. Michelle lets Cynthia know that her and Pinky are both Deltas, and they both went to HBCUs. And Cynthia is there to get to know the ladies. And she say, I came here to talk to you guys. Y'all done got me all together. I'm liking Cynthia's role. I'm liking her, and they could have got rid of Phaedra. Phaedra don't even need to be
the one thing that I didn't that I thought about Cynthia so I got me another side too, and that's 50 Cent. Girl, we all waiting on 50 Cent, honey. Like, when is she showing up?
She only showed up once when her and Portia got into it.
That wasn't even 50 Cent, because I don't even think she was calling herself 50 Cent at the time.
Yeah, I don't know. That was her other side, though.
Yeah, but you said that was the other side. Well, shit, we still waiting on her. Like, she remind me, because I have to keep asking people that about Monica. I'm like, okay, I know that somebody said, and it might have been Monica herself, that her nickname was like Goonica, but I was trying to figure out, when was Monica a goon? Give me an example. I'm not understanding. Where did everybody get this common knowledge from that somehow Monica's a goon? Because she dated C. Murder? Like, is that what it is?
She had she was on, I think, the Jasmine brand, and she was talking about fighting. And I think as she was growing up, I think she fought a lot. Because she was talking about what happened with what's the Spice Girl? Ice Spice? Pumpkin Spice? The girl that got in the fight at McDonald's.
Spice. Okay, I think her name Ice Spice. Did she get into a fight, or did somebody just hit her in her face?
Girl, she tried to hit Milk.
Oh, okay. I'm like, give me your definition of a fight.
But she was just telling that, basically, how you don't never let nobody stand up, some of the things she said. But how did she put it? She don't really condone fighting, but she basically was saying in her day, I guess, when she's younger, I guess she fought a lot around in Atlanta. I don't know. But anyway, she was giving all these different advice. She said, but I don't condone fighting. She said, because she knew of a person who got in a fight and they died. And that that changed her outlook on it, because I think the person fell and hit their head or something. But it was on the Jasmine brand on the blog that she was talking about that situation. So I guess this is where the Goonica come from. It's an ATL thing or something. I don't know.
Really, it is, because let me tell you this. She don't strike me like I tell people all the time. I like how, listen, Monique, you said she would get with you. She fought a lot, and she said she was nasty. She's a nasty Scorpio, and then she said she'll get with you in those comments if you test her. I'm okay with all of that, but because you can't fuck with me that way either. I'll get with you also. But am I a fighter? No. Let me tell you, if I get into a fight with you, first of all, I'm going to try to kill you. Like, for me, it's not a fight. It's like, I'm going to try to hurt you. Like, I'm going to try to hurt you. So that means I'm going to pick up whatever. Like, yeah, me, balling up my fit. Like, no, I'm not that fighter. And I think that like you can look at me and tell that. You can listen to the way I talk and tell that. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
assume nothing. I don't assume nothing from nobody. I don't.
I get what you're saying, but
I don't assume.
I get
Because the people you don't
like
think
that you
can't.
just picked up on, and I don't think it's true. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna need to see your hands then. What look or what's the TikTok? Run your hands then. Like don't like because that I'm again. I guess maybe that's me not putting nothing past nobody either. Because what I'm saying is I don't believe you. You don't talk hard enough for me, to be quite honest.
So does a fighter have to talk hard?
I would think I would think so if you consider yourself a fighter, right? Like cuz what I'm going to say is I think that there are people who might be quiet, right? You like you say they might not engage in a lot of back and forth woo woo woo, you know. Okay. And maybe they just like shit. You say one wrong thing, they pow. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's what it is. Um that's not her, you know, because that's you talk too much for that to be you. And I noticed that the only time this became a thing is when and that's yeah, I'm not wrong about what I'm saying. The internet started to call her Gunica. And it was around the time that she went back to go try to get C Murder out. I don't, and that's so. I think for me, that's why I'm comparing it to her proximity to see murder. I mean, he literally is in jail for murder, so it would make
Doesn't
sense.
mean he's a fighter.
Well, what I'm saying is, right? Because that's pretty much what I'm telling you I'm gonna do, right? Like, and look, and y'all know I'm from Chicago, so one thing Phaedra got right was she said we gonna shoot first and ask questions later. Like,
so Drew, what happened?
told y'all she from the suburbs. Like, I told you what happened, but ain't nobody believing me. They say she went to Dunbar. That's what they say. Like, I'm like, okay, but I can tell the girl not acting like she from the city, and so like that's what I mean. Like even for me, even like even in that moment, like when I get mad, like I'm a girl from the city. Like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fight you like I'm from the city. That's what I mean. Like, so I've never even been in a real fight for real. Maybe like once, you know, for real. But outside of trying to go upside my kid's father here, you know what I'm saying? But definitely even then, like, yeah, I was fighting for my life. Like, yeah, if I gotta fight, I'm gonna fight for my life because that's the way it feels to me. Don't like that would probably be the biggest mistake anybody could make to me is to put me in a position to make me feel like I have to defend myself. Because if I have to defend myself, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to give a fuck about anything else. And that's why I can't stand too much shit because that would get me in jail. Like, see, like you see how those things like go together. I would
But
end up
anyways,
my kids dead alone because I literally like, yes, that man would have had. I would have caught a case fucking with him. I'm serious.
girl, look, I'm about to get up in the morning. So, anyways, in this conversation, Phaedra is supposed to be going around town lying on Pinky, saying that Pinky eats meat. And Pinky said, hey, I'm on the board of PETA, and I can't have her fucking up my money. But then Pinky says that Phaedra is too busy eating the dead people. I thought that was just kind of dumb.
Yeah. It felt like, hey, you didn't have nowhere else to go, and so okay.
So Kay Michelle, she explains about what happened with her and Portia. And I guess she said she felt like she was being Kelly. She's the big titty lady. She said she was being Kelly, and they started going through their tweets that she put out.
Mm-hmm.
And what she said, the only thing I would say about K Michelle and these tweets, before I would have went to tweeting out there, I think I would have had a conversation with Portia, because like I said, it just didn't seem like it was that deep. What she
Well,
said to
well,
become
that's the example of why they scared of Kate Michelle. That's it, because
because of
that's
the
what
tweet.
she does.
Mm. So she called her a bimbo, and basically she called her a bimbo and a dimwit or something. But she said she felt like she was being Kelly, the way Portia did Kelly, and they wrapped up this little event or meeting with a prayer, and girl, I'm getting tired. What is her name? Pinky said, "Pray for Phaedra's wig." So I don't know
Pinky,
what she.
yeah, the for me, the thing is, if Pinky is not like, and just from those things, she's not this like reader, and so
No,
I think she should leave it alone.
yeah,
Like I say, the eating dead people. It's not that I guess somebody don't do it, but nobody believes that Phaedra is doing it. You know
no,
what I'm saying? And I think that there are times when people can, just spew out something, but it lands different because it might be more like that's not even like funny. Like that's what like it's not funny because
fell
it's not
flat.
that could even be possibly, like
Yeah,
true. You know what I'm saying? So um she trying, and listen, for that, we gonna give the girl an A for effort because at least she's showing up.
well, yeah, she is showing up. I still feel like Portia had no malicious intent.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that little dinner scene they had, and the first thing Pinky said, like, well, something, and even then, I was just like trying to figure out, like, well, what am I missing? Because
girl, I just figured I'm just as dumb as Portia then. Because
yeah,
I said, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. To me, if I would have, the first thing would have came to my mind said, "Oh, your ass was leaking." Girl, I mean, to
I
me,
wouldn't.
that would
I
be
told you what I would have thought. I'd have thought she peed on herself. Like, yeah,
like,
you would have to tell me that your ass was leaking because I'm not gonna think that. But I
no,
am
not
gonna think
ever.
that you went to the bathroom on yourself because, in my opinion, that would be the only thing that could happen that would make you all wet that you could do and not feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't think. I would. Yeah. Even if somebody who I knew was pregnant, I might think that. Maybe I might ask him, was it blood? Like I probably, like I said, I don't know if you would have used the word miscarriage, but again, I I, I didn't think it was anything wrong. I to call her a bimbo, but then here we go with K Michelle because I felt like it was kind of like, well, that was an easy target. I think Carlos mentioned on his show that she had mentioned to the girls two separate times, like how she's supposed to fight with them if they all being
Yeah.
so nice to her.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I say, just going into that conversation that she was having with Cynthia and
Pinky.
Pinky, and then you call Portia a bimbo. I felt like that was easy. It's kind of the same thing about why people kind of get on Drew. Not to say Drew is not annoying, and not to say that Drew sometimes don't deserve the smoke she get. Because I understand. However, I do think that some of the reads and the stuff that is said about Drew is late and it's easy. And it's the same thing when it comes to Portia. Like, if you got an insult to, say about Portia, the first thing, Phaedra included, let's go back to her first insult of Portia, was about her having a small brain. So everybody's go-to is to call Portia dumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to me that she's the dummy running circles all around you host. However, that's just the easy read because she had the 265 days a year.
I just don't think Portia's that dumb.
Well, it's no different than Jessica Simpson with the Chicken of the Sea.
So I think Portia be putting on.
Huh?
I think Portia be putting on. I think that's her stick to be like the dumb blonde.
Well, if it works, but I don't think she's the only one. But that's what I'm saying. I think Jessica Simpson is the same. And it doesn't mean that people don't make mistakes. Like, I think what she said in that moment was an accident, right?
Definitely.
Where it did, and so that's the only thing you are going to be able to do in this kind of game. You know what I'm saying? It's either like you take it on and you reverse that shit. Uno reverse,
Mm-hmm.
And so now that's kind of become your little, thing. But again, that's not to say that everybody who come to you, their first attack is going to be to somehow call you dumb in some sort of way. And what I mean is that to me, it don't hit the same. Like, I thought K. Michelle looked like a bully calling Portia a bimbo. And see, that's if K. Michelle wants to avoid anything on this show, she does not want to be labeled a bully because she's right. She's not had a great deal with women on these shows, especially. So, but sometimes people don't realize that sometimes it could be you. Because you really didn't have no reason to call that girl a bimbo. You know what I'm saying?
Not all that.
Yeah.
Not all those toxic tweets. No, and then that was uncalled for. But yeah.
But she know what she's doing because she knows she wants the people to tune in. Like that again, everybody know what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but that was an easy one. And I think her and Drew gonna be into it. And again, it's easy to go attack Drew too,
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Her and Portia, they make up at the end. Girl, I got sleep.
Well, real quick, because I haven't been able to watch the few episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville, but what I did see is there ain't no Martell.
Oh, Martell was on there.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw the people in the comments talking about Martell wasn't on the episodes. I'm like, what?
He was on one of them episodes. He was.
Okay.
He was. Shit. Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Now he might have been on one. I think it was like the group scenes with the men.
Oh, okay. And then I see Destiny trying to clock in, honey.
Girl, because Tisha acting a fool. That's
Tisha
all I
trying
can
to
say.
pull rank, huh?
No, Tisha had a whole temper tantrum. It ain't no rank. It looks stupid. She looked very juvenile. She looked very immature. It didn't go nowhere. It was just dumb. and she just had a whole tantrum. It wasn't no pool. It wasn't slick. It wasn't smooth. It just was very juvenile. Tisha is the problem.
Okay.
Tisha was the problem, and so was Marceau the last episode. He was the problem.
Dang, Mama Marceau.
He said they the common numerator, not the common denominator. I said, no, they the common denominator. Because they having issues with everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Destiny was not wrong at all. And Tisha just acted a fool for, I mean, it just escalated. Now, you think she'd have put all that energy into her and Nell. It was just, I don't know. It just kind of came out of left field because Kimmy and Destiny was talking about basically, like how Tisha, sometimes she don't know which way to go with Tisha. Like you all of a sudden you mad. Why are you mad? You mad about something from a long time? I don't know. So she said she tired of them like laughing at her. Or she said, because I didn't laugh at you or something when you had your mug shot or something. I said, well, shit. I was a friend, but I mean, it seemed like a temper tantrum. That's what it was. She didn't get her together. It was a temper tantrum. That's what it was.
Okay.
That's what I got from that. But girl, yeah, I gotta get off there because I had to get up in the next 5 hours.
All right, y'all. Well, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop down in the comments, let us know what you thought about the episodes, how you liking the additions, K Michelle, Pinky Cole. Overall, now again, I could go without Shamia, but overall, I'm looking forward to the season.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Shamia I think you called Contessa a try hard. Shamia is really trying hard, and it's falling flat.
Yeah, because you ain't got to try that hard, stupid.
No. She got what everybody want. She got the lifestyle everybody want.
Wait, what did Michael Scott say? Keep it simple, stupid. Like
I'm just like, you got everything everybody else want, and you over here trying to do this.
Wait, not just do you have everything that everybody else wants, but you have everything that was already kind of given as the house, like the ultimate housewife. Ever since Housewives have been on, anything anybody has complained about is the housewives not married. The housewife, and you literally are in that space, and yeah, it would be nice if she could figure out a way to embrace it, but I don't think we're gonna see it. Because again, I do think that I think that women, it's such a shame, but I think women do that sometimes. I'm almost certain somebody is in her ear trying to make sure she secures something, and I don't think that would be wrong. I just don't think it needs to look like this rum company that you're going over to Grenada to get. You know what I'm saying? I'm all the way okay. Because I think that if I marry somebody who had money, yes, we're going to be working on getting, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Pushing off a port, you help fund my dream or whatever, but
we don't know what Shamia's dream is.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It don't feel like a dream in a sense because it wasn't like that was the reason why y'all went to Grenada last year. You get what I'm saying? It's not like that's how you brought it in. I want to go to Grenada because I've been researching this, that, and the third. It literally felt like it was something that just came up. And maybe you do have enough money to where you can do that, right? You can have something just come up and then you decide to go ahead and put your money into it. But I think the problem comes in where we all got to get on board with it with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all.
All
Um,
right. Well, we'll be back
good
next
night.
Tuesday.
Yes, and good night. It's our time.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Like, subscribe, share. Okay. See you next
Yes.
Tuesday.
See ya.